Well, I played Street Fighter, that was my first fighting game. Then I played the Mortal Kombat series and then the Tekken series. Those were the games that I played back in those days. Like Street Fighter is the first fighting game I've ever played that introduced me into fighting games. Well, I'm not really so sure, but I remember I got through a lot of them. But the good ones were either Nintendo 64 to PlayStation 2 and now Xbox 360. But it's very complicated because there were good games that were on Nintendo GameCube and good games that were on PlayStation 1. For example, like for fighting games for the PlayStation 1, I remember playing the Versus series like X-Men vs Street Fighter, Street Fighter Alpha series, Marvel vs Capcom, and that was the first Marvel vs Capcom game. And now it expanded to Marvel vs Capcom 2, which came on PlayStation 2. When I got the PlayStation 2, I played games like Jack and Daxter and Kingdom Hearts, and those were good games, good RPG, especially the Kingdom Hearts. But I wasn't really so sure which console was the best. But I know for a fact that PlayStation 2 is the best selling console of all time. The fighting games I'm playing right now are Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3, Tekken Tag Tournament 2, Super Street Fighter 4 Arcade Edition 2012, and Persona 4 Arena. For Marvel, I'm okay, but that game is like a puzzle. You have to know which characters to use and how to use them and how to outsmart your opponent. It's like you have to build a team in that game. There are many characters that are in there that I wish I could use. For example, Doctor Doom, Dante, Virgil, Zero, especially, Dormammu, and maybe Amaterasu. Because watching those players online, watching them in the tournament, the way how they play that game, it's like they think and they strategize. That game, or even in some games, you just need strategy, especially in Marvel. The team that I'm using are Virgil, Franquest, and Super Skrull. It's not the perfect team, but it's a team that I've built for a while, especially using Franquest and Super Skrull for a while, and just knowing new tricks with them. And it takes time to figure out the potential of each of the characters in that game. Actually, I should thank Nicholas Spearman because he has taught me a lot of things in fighting games. He is a great gamer, you know. I learned a lot from him, and there were times that I wanted to give up, but he taught me not to give up. He taught me certain things that I should know in fighting games. He's one of the reasons why I even continued playing this game because he sees a lot of potential in me that I could like win in some tournaments based on the team that I built, especially in Marvel. And another great player to me is Randy Robinson from Mobe. I believe he has won tournaments 3 times when we Kingston face against Mobe. And I should thank him and some of his other Mobe players because they even come down from Montego Bay just to whoop all the players' ass in that game. Believe in me, I believe I was capable of defeating him. But there was a tournament that held up at Quad that he told me that he was very impressed of my gameplay, that I had like the best team that Kingston ever have, and that truly inspired me. Like, it tells me to stick with that team because I'm a player that used to change up, and I used to want to be able to use everybody in any fighting game. Just so I can just randomly pick somebody and then just play for the fun. But I see the main potential of the team that I've built. And another gamer that also inspired me is Andrew Johnson. He is a good player, a good player. In other words, he can play from one game, and then when you start to learn from the other game, it's like he builds and builds, or should I say, he gets better and better, especially in Marvel, because he never used to play Marvel, but until one day he started to take it up, and I believe he was influenced by Nick, and I'm very impressed. And I believe he won his first Marvel tournament on the 20th of April. So those are the players that kind of inspired no that inspired me to play harder and better, because they had a tournament up at UA and Andrew was there. It was a Tekken tournament, and honestly I thought I was capable to beat him, but no, he defeated me and he showed me where I was wrong and what not to do and what to do instead. And I've learned, and I believe I've gotten better in the Tekken game because of him. Well, that's a tough one, but I wouldn't say I have any rivals. No. Well, Randy Robinson, I'd put him as a rival, but he is a great mentor when it comes to Marvel. And also a good mentor to me is Kirk Chung. You see, he comes from a shooting game and now wants to play fighting games now because Marvel is a very hype game. I've learned a lot from Kirk. He may be brash, but at the end of the day, it's for your own good. It's like when I played against him, sometimes I get lucky when I win because he is a puzzled player. You have to try and outsmart a puzzle person. It is difficult to even play matches against Nick, Taj, Randy, even Andrew. But I'm proud that I've learned great things from those players. But like I said, Kirk made me be better in terms of the game because he helps me practice and he shows me the simple the simple mistakes that you can easily make that can cost you your match. So I should also thank Kirk Chung for that because he he sometimes tell me who to really use, and he can question me why do I want to use this character, and those are the things that make me think clearly in terms of any game. Think why you choose this, why do you use that move in Marvel, and whenever he asks me why do I lose, sometimes I couldn't even answer him. So he showed me his reason why he lost because of the mistake that he made, because of what he should have done, like mix up, he should have outzoned the person, etc. So rivals, I don't want to put myself, I don't want to be somebody's rival. But if they choose me as their rival, then so be it. But at the end of the day, friendship is an important thing, especially when it comes to the members of the Fighters Allegiance. Well, I would like to thank Andrew for starting the Fighters Allegiance. I would also like to thank Nick, Randy, Taj, Kirk, my brother Merrick, Dane, Rachel, and all the other members that have supported each other and supported me during the tournament, and I hope we will continue. I believe this Fighters Allegiance group will grow into something big and will give gamers opportunity to do their best, and it will also inspire them to join the group. I really believe that the group will grow.